Week 1, and our first guest, Daily Dale Fowler, is here. He's pumped to talk about his Chiefs history and this Thursday night football contest. All this and more on the home of the Chiefs.
Welcome, Chiefs Kingdom. Thanks for tuning in to this Red Kingdom media production, bringing you raw, authentic Chiefs coverage. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on your team. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Hello, once again, everybody, to the Week 1 edition of the Home of the Chiefs podcast, where the Chiefs are our home. Clinton and Shannon are with you back this week, as always. But today we have a very special guest in our midst. The first of many guests that we have planned for the show this season. The first of everybody that we have for Red Kingdom Media and our crew. We had to start with our COO himself, Mr. Daily Dale Fowler in the building. How are you doing this Sunday as we're recording?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling good. We almost here. Thursday is almost amongst us, and it's a Labor Day weekend as well too. So I can't complain. I'm happy to be here.
All right, well, there you go. He's not being held for ransom just because we told him he had to be here on Sunday. He's chosen to be here. He knows the drill. We have to get our daily dose of Daily Dale, and everybody who's familiar with our network is probably familiar with you already. But if someone just on an off chance finds us and our show, or you in particular, what do you want them to know about you in particular?
What I want them to know about me, basically, I am a humble individual. I am someone who is ambitious. I like to do a lot of different things, go out there and make some stuff shake. But also what people know me for, honestly, if you do see me on social media, I'm breaking news on Facebook. I'm on X and Instagram, talking stuff, having some fun, just talking with other sports fans as well too. So I'm just heavily indulged in the sports world for real, if you want to really know about me. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. So the way that our show is planning to go throughout the course of this season, obviously there's a big game to talk about, the Thursday night football game that the Chiefs have versus the Ravens to start the season. But we also want to spend a portion of these episodes kind of getting to know our guests and letting our guests be able to kind of divulge some of their Chiefs knowledge or Chiefs history on our fan base and the like in Chiefs Kingdom. And obviously we're going to have another portion here a little later where you guys might get your chance to sit in Dale's shoes right now. But since Dale gets the hot seat, he gets the hot questions. He gets to talk about all of his favorite Chiefs topics. So We've got this list of questions that we're kind of using as a baseline just to get everybody's fan interest in the Chiefs. So our very first question is, how long have you been a Chiefs fan? Truly, Dale. Not 2019. Are you a newcomer? Come on, bro. Let these people know the truth.
Well, I know you're asking for the fan base, Clint. I know, but honestly, I've been a fan of the team, honestly, since I was very young, and it does date back until I was 4 years old. You'll see me in my Chiefs gear as well. I know a lot of people be like, you don't know nothing about the Chiefs then. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I was really sitting in front of the TV with my pops. They have a cold one, they doing their thing, and I'm there just watching the game the whole time. So even when we were not as great, I was always, just happy to watch, Chiefs football. It was always a player or two to look out for as well. So even in those down years, I had my Jamal Charles, I had my Priest Holmes. At a time, people, don't like to talk about it, but my favorite wide receiver of all time, you think I'm about to say Tyreek Hill? Dwayne Bowe. So that's it. That's how much of a fan I am. And some of the people that I just said, I'm going to be honest with y'all, a lot of people not going to be up and up. They're not gonna actually admit to that. But like, yeah, I really like some of the guys that a lot of people slept on. But that really started with my fandom, man. Honestly, when I was younger, watched the games all the time, had a great time, and it just kept on going as I got older as well too.
So I guess the better way to ask that is, how old were you when you got your Chiefs merch or apparel, and who was it of?
So I got my first Chiefs merch at 7. And I did receive, let me see. So, I got a pretty my I hope they're gonna watch this too. My mother and my father, they're pretty messed up. They get them some Chiefs merch, but like I would get like, some of the bull, like, a little sweater or something like that. So I got that around like 7 and 8 and everything like that. I actually started getting the jerseys when I got older because I got my own money. So I was around college, when I was doing that. That's when I actually got my first pair of Chiefs merch. But going back to 7, like honestly, our flag football team was like our flag football team was the Chiefs. I went to Derrick Thomas Academy, and then my father, he also coached that team as well too. So my jersey, you'll see in the pictures, I was number 7, the quarterback. It's number 7 because I was 7 years old, and my favorite quarterback I was Michael Vick. So that's why.
Cool.
Yeah, so
I like that.
my real merch. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, I already know the answer to this one, and you could tell your story and justify your decision to leave Chiefs Kingdom. But tell us where your home base is now and where it used to be.
So my home base now is I'm in New Mexico. So I'm in Los Lunas, New Mexico. That's about 30 minutes out from Albuquerque, New Mexico. But I got out here in 2019 because of my wife and everything like that. But I have been in Kansas City my whole life growing up. So from like, when I came out the womb to like going to preschool and going to high school, graduating, and then even going to college up 45 minutes in Warrensburg, Missouri. I was, born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. Now, when I left in 2019, of course, it was for family and stuff like that, went out this way, but I carried it over here as well, too. Now, you might think it's not a lot of Chiefs fans up here. It's a lot of Indian reservations as well, Native American reservations. So I just want you to think about it. A lot of them were Chiefs fans. Got, some of my other people as well, too, is Chiefs fans as well. So I'm not necessarily alone. I got a Chiefs fans around the corner who's from Nebraska as well. So, like, we out here. So it's like I'm not out here just, depressed or anything like that. They shut up when I walk into the stores as well, too. So we are seen. We are respected Chiefs Kingdom in other states. They just gonna leave it alone. So that's all I want to put out there. But that's how long I kind of been out in the came out here. I want to come home soon. I probably not living, but I'll be home soon for some games. You might see me in Clinton House and Shannon House as well too. Having a good time. So
Heck yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, you're welcome here anytime.
Appreciate.
Well, I've said the same thing in reverse. Once we started going to Chiefs games, that's when they made it to the Super Bowl and won it. So I guess once you got the heck out of Kansas City, they decided to do better for you. And
that's exactly what it was, Clint. I said once I left. So 2018, that was my senior year of college. We was in the AFC Championship game. Lonnie was across the way. It was snowing that day. We went to college together. So as soon as it happened, my friend, he was over. He said, "Yeah, bro, we lost in overtime." I was mad. I was about to go crazy.
Yeah.
As soon as I left in 2019, that summer, got up here in September, and then we went to the Super Bowl. We won, right? And then the next year after that, I went to my mother-in-law house. She up here as well too. So I said, I'm not leaving home. I'm not leaving New Mexico. I'm not. I mean, unless I go back home, I go to my mother-in-law house over there because we won in 2019 when I did that. But honestly, I'm not moving back. I'm gonna sacrifice for the Chiefs until they go completely like garbage. I think about it, but right now I'm doing it for my team. I'm cool because I can come back for the parades. I can come back anytime I want. We're gonna have to come back up there for a game anyway. I'm talking to season ticket holders as well too. So we're gonna have to do that as well. But yeah, I'm staying away. I'm not coming back. I'm good.
You recognize that like you're doing your part by staying there, and the stars are aligning to say, nope,
Right.
keep doing exactly what you're doing because things are working out in that favor.
Right.
So we are doing the exact same thing too. I just joked throughout this season, we're going to try to do exactly what we did last year. You know, not saying everything we did was great or worked, but it resulted in where we wanted to be. So copy paste for this year, all the same.
Yeah,
So we know that a lot of your game days are now having to do with some post game coverage and maybe some pre-game coverage, but in place of that, outside of your Red Kingdom Media obligations, what are your game day routines like when you're waiting for a Chiefs game to come on? Let's say it's the night before, you know it's the next day. So walk us through that almost 24-hour period before kickoff.
So lately, the days before now, you know, we do the extra point. So I do that. I have that video done about 2 days or a day prior from that. So I make sure I get that done and I get that completed. Now, the day of the game, it's very simple. And I mean, y'all getting the exclusive of me right now as well, too. Like, this is how it goes. On Sunday, you know, I got to ask my wife what we're going to eat. Got to go to the store, grab whatever I'm going to cook. Honestly, I'm either gonna cook before or after. Typically, it's after because I'm all the way locked into the game. So I'm getting my fantasy leagues together as well too. So I'm in 5 fantasy leagues, so I'm gonna have to go to each one, make sure everything is set, make sure everything is done. You know, you have that Thursday game prior always completed, so those players already in. So I'm focused on getting those together. Then, you know, I head over to the store. I go get my, you know, my liquor. I like to either drink Don Julio, Respirado, or I give me some Patron. Pretty much, I keep it in a tequila, and then I get my backwoods as well too. This is also exclusive. Y'all never was able to hear me say that, but y'all get to hear it now. Y'all gonna be able to hear it now. Backwoods, I like to get typically if I go to like the grocery store, it's a honey bourbon. If I'm able to go to a smoke shop, I like to get either the chocolate backwoods that they got out right now. Smell pretty good. Smells like your chocolate swisher. Or I like to get the Connecticut Special backwoods. It comes 3 in a pack. I'm good. So I roll everything up, you know, with what I want to put in there. You know, gotta watch what I say, but you know, I'm medical, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I get that all done, and then kickoff, I spark it. Kickoff. As soon as the ball, literally when Harrison Butker put his foot in the ball, spark. Got that from my father. That's what we did every time when I was back home, like in college. So don't, yeah. So we do that. So I kept that going, and then throughout the game, I say, you know, probably about 2 to 3 shots a quarter. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I probably within one game because I'm stressed, probably about 4 blunts. Not gonna lie, because I'm working. If it's a blowout, you're doing good. I'm good. You know, I'm having fun because I'm talking to Clinton and Lonnie throughout the game. My boy Ray as well too. So you know, I have my guys that I talk to. That's it. And then after that, of course, post game, have a great time, get prepared for that, and that's pretty much it. That's what I do for an entire game day. But I'm very simple. I don't go to bars or nothing like that. I got my NFL Sunday ticket, so I'm more of a I gotta stay home and enjoy the game. You know, a lot of people like being out kicking it. I'm not one of those. I'm really like watching and observing the game. Like y'all might be looking at the touchdowns. I'm looking at how Kingsley is going to hold up and gets that left end or right end that he's going against and seeing how he's going to look for the entire season. I'm seeing Mahomes, what are you doing? Like, how are you moving throughout the game? Like, you might have going for 4 touchdowns, but seeing when you get that pressure, how you respond to it, are you still holding up to what you're doing beforehand? So it's really like I gotta evaluate it because we in a world now, especially with how we started this company as well. I gotta pay attention to those type of things, so I don't need those distractions. It's basically a job. Now I'm having fun with the job though because I got my stuff that I'm doing beforehand, but I still gotta pay attention to what's going on. That way I can give y'all the best content. You know, I gotta give y'all that's it. So that's pretty much how it goes.
Tales of company, man. You Can't say
yeah.
anything else. So you may have already answered this question, but you may have a giant list of people instead. Who in your life do you think of the most when it comes to the Chiefs?
Like you talking about a particular player, right? Just confirming, or
No,
just like
I mean like people within your life circle that you communicate or live with or whatever with, the people that you're close to in life. Who do you draw the most comparison to when the Chiefs are relevant?
So the most people I compare to will be my pops, and then my pawpaw, and then Lonnie as well too. I gotta put that out there. My pops, he the one who introduced me to the game. He was the one who like helped me create a passion for it. So like when it comes to that, we have those conversations and go back and forth. With my grandfather, you know, he is that Chiefs fan. I would say like you, Lonnie. I mean, excuse me, like you, Clinton. He's like the pessimistic. He's gonna talk like be frustrated, say this, they gonna lose, do all that. But he's happy when they win though. Like he's a real Chiefs fan. So I would say he relate, like he acts like you in that sense. And then when with Lonnie, that's who I talk to every time, bro. Like that's who I'm on the phone with all the time, who we go through the games and who we discuss with. So like those are my guys that like connect with on the Chiefs level. And then also my guy Ray Bizzle as well, because we always talk every Sunday before the game, after that. So when it comes to like Chiefs Kingdom, those are the guys who come up, like who I know for sure on a Sunday or on a Thursday or a Monday, Chiefs related, Chiefs playing. Yeah, we yeah, we tapping in with each other.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, no doubt. And I bet everybody already kind of knows, if they're in our circle, that you and Lonnie are quite the Chiefs talking duo. So stay tuned for that episode this week before the Thursday night game. They'll be back with another episode. And also stay tuned, because spoiler alert for our week 2 episode of the Home of Chiefs, we have one Lonnie Harris as our guest. So if you'd like to hear the other half of Chiefin, come on here and talk about all the same things, or maybe contradict Dale and everything he said, then make sure to stay tuned and check out that next week's episode. But
how long have you and Lonnie been like talking about Chief stuff together?
So we've been talking about Chiefs football. Honestly, so this is how me and Lonnie met. So we met in college. I'm a year out, I'm a year older than him, like grade wise. So he came up there. So he was actually interested in becoming in a fraternity that I was in, right? So he wanted to actually get into that fraternity, but we built a friendship off of that. He didn't end up doing it or stuff like that, but we stayed connected. So from there, our Sundays at school or any game day at school, we was always together on game days, either going to his house or his room. Well, at that time, he was coming to my apartment because I had an apartment in college. So he'd come over to my apartment in college and we'll watch games, chill and stuff like that. And then when he got his crib the next year, we'll go to his house, kind of alternate and do that. So we've been always talking football together since 2016, 2017. So that's how I started. He came up here and visited after our wedding reception in 2022. And then we did an actual like pilot episode doing the show together. And then we got on the actual show when we did that sports company together. And then we started Red Kingdom Media right after that. So that's where that connection came from like, just talking Chiefs football all the time and just speaking to each other like pretty much every Sunday after that.
Well, that's really cool. I like hearing that.
Yeah. It's yeah. What they say all the time, really football bring people together. Really don't matter like the team as well, but when you are rooting for the same team, of course, it's just going to be a deeper connection. But that it shows you how like this type of stuff, like this type of environment can bring you together on a personal level as well too, because definitely he is now a best friend. This is somebody I talk to on a daily basis now. We in a business together now with this. So yeah. So yeah.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
The
Yeah.
Chiefs bring people together, and that's why we're doing shows like this and,
Mhm.
and reaching out to
Facts.
get other people to share their like-minded opinions too.
Mhm.
So, if you could bring a Chiefs back, any Chiefs player from the past back to this roster, who do you want?
Dwayne Bowe. That's it. They know who I want, Dwayne Bowe. Let me. I want y'all on screen for this. I'm not gonna lie. I want y'all on screen. I want y'all to see my analysis. Jamal Charles, I love Jamal Charles. Dwayne Bowe, because I relate to him, and he has a funny story with my brother. That's why. So y'all remember the fast stops that used to be open? So my brother,
yeah.
y'all remember the fast stops? Yeah, it was like it's like by they was either by like Westport or something like that. But he was with Thomas Jones one day. I didn't know they was really thugging like this, y'all. Like I didn't know they was really coming like this. So my brother and them came up to him because they on some fan stuff. But you know, they chilling. If y'all know Dwayne Bowe right now, he a rapper now. Like he a rapper. Thomas Jones is an actor as well too. He's in acting now. If y'all want to know what they doing post Chiefs life, that's what they doing right now. And he was on some big shows as well too. So to check it out. But they came up to him and he was like, bro, what you want? Like no security, like just about to like own that. And they was like, oh, we cool, we chilling. Like, and so cause how my brother and them look, you know, that's how they coming in looking like that and everything like that. So that's why they was a little offensive. So I got the respect off him off of that, right? And then he used to always get suspended like almost every season just for getting caught with weed, an ounce or two over there on Riverside, just doing whatever. But he'd come back and be killing. Like he would really get off. So I want to see him with Patrick Mahomes now. He was brick hands a little bit, but you get him on a slant. I don't care if he Tyreek Hill. Tyreek got caught a couple times. You get him on that slant, he go down that seam. It was over. It was over. It's going for 7, or we're getting on the 5 or something like that. So it's just I got this weird fascination with him, like just like how he played the game, you know, how he carried himself as well too. LSU product as well. So I definitely enjoyed him. So I would say Dwayne Bowe, because we in a time now with wide receivers and this being like the big market. I was like, I would want him to win. That's all. Now I do think deservingly Jamal Charles. How he shifted that whole offense. He really deserves a ring. I'm not gonna lie. He deserves a ring. So
no doubt.
That's it.
I know Dwayne Bowe's your all-time favorite, but who's your? Well, I think I know the answer to this question, and I'm just giving you a chance to wax poetic about your favorite defensive back in the league.
Trent McDuffie.
If I have it correct, is he in fact your favorite current Chiefs player? And go ahead and sing.
Oh yeah. He's my favorite current Chiefs player. I think it's just cliche to say that Patrick Mahomes. I think we all love Patrick Mahomes. So you know, I don't want to be that guy who say like, yeah. And then Travis Kelce, I think he's the second most favorite after that, due to a lot of the Taylor Swift fans coming in as well too. So I want to put them on, like Taylor Swiftie fan. I want to put y'all on to deeper than, you know, Kelce now. Y'all know the Mahomes. Now I need to put y'all on deeper. So Trent McDuffie, how he came in, I was very upset he missed those first 4 or 5 games in his rookie season. I think he could have potentially, what we saw in this season, he could have probably had a second All-Pro this year as well too. His skill set, how he plays the game. I think with now, like seeing that a lot of guys in that position, they really go for a lot of picks. He's the one who's like, nah, I want to hit you. I want to make contact. And then he's getting forced fumbles behind that as well. That's why I just love I just love what he brings to that position. Because a lot of people at the defensive back position, they're just thinking about, you know, getting deflections, get an interception, then and there, put themselves up in those rankings for that. But he's like, nah, I'm a dog. Like, no, if you give me a pick, I take it. You still need to pick this season though, because you got 0. But getting the sacks, that counts as well too. He didn't rip Tyreek Hill and had one took for 6. That's some of everybody's favorite Chiefs wide receiver all time now, what he done. He did that to y'all favorite wide receiver. I'm just letting y'all know. And then what he did in the AFC Championship, oh my God. He's going to be him. He's going to be him. I hope they let him take the Snead role. I want him to follow the best receiver the whole game because I think he really earned that. I think he earned that respect when it comes to that. But my favorite current chief right now, Trey McDuffie, but I do like the other guys that we come in as well too, and that has came in as well. But he's he. I don't know. I just watch. I just want to see what I just watch what he does the whole game. Like, what are you doing?
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the favorite player.
I
That's
like
what
that.
you do. All right, and then the last question we have for you when it comes to your Chiefs fandom. Obviously, we know the Chiefs have not always been the best team in the league, and so how are you able to kind of stay true to the kingdom during those down years and be able to maintain and stay with us until we finally had our breakthrough?
I mean, focusing on individual players that was, excelling with the Chiefs at that time. Like we mentioned before, even in that 2-14 season, you still have fun watching Jamal Charles. You have fun watching guys like, who came in after that, the Dwayne Bowes, and also the Tamba Lees, Derek Johnsons. It's like we had the talent. It's just it just wasn't coming together. And I felt like we see now that it was the coaching staff. They weren't like really meeting those standards or playing to the level of those other teams that were elite during that time. But I love football. I have a passion for football. So regardless of them being garbage, I didn't care. And they were a local team that we can watch every Sunday. So I was there during the blackouts, having to go to my uncle's house, and he had like the NFL Sunday ticket, so we can still watch the out of market games. So it was able to work still. Like I didn't have no problem at all. And even in those down years that we mentioned, I go back and look at it. I was like, I mean, we had the 4-12s. I think we had about like a 6-10. But like, was they always that garbage? I did see a good amount of playoff games being young. We were just lost, but we got there. So I mean, that's why when I tell people like you can talk about the down years, but the thing I was saying back in the day is we just can never get past that hump. And even when we got Alex Smith in them, I mean, we won a playoff game, got to the divisional round, but then he couldn't get past that hump. So that's why I say, like, when you think about the Chiefs, even when they first got in and we had that NFL merger, we were always one of the most notable teams. They knew your Lamar Hunts. They knew this organization. You had Lynn Dawson. You had a lot of those guys. I also had a personal relationship with Jim Kearney as well, too, who was a safety, a part of that Super Bowl team in '69. He's I'm gonna let y'all learn more about him probably when it happens. I don't know if I think he just passed away, and they probably haven't mentioned nothing about that yet. But he was a safety that was a starter for Chiefs Kingdom who didn't know. I think he did pass away. So just to put that out there. So, but yeah, it's just too much history with the team, and I just know too much about them. I mean, I I didn't like teams that weren't as great before the Warriors got great. I was watching them lose to the Spurs in the second round and all that, and then I just like watching Steph Curry. So
Mhm.
you have your players that you just lean on, and that's how you get through it, and that's what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here and answering some questions about your fandom. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Before we go ahead and transition over to the topics that we have related to the week 1 matchup against the Ravens, make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Red Kingdom Media. If you're listening to us on Spotify, you can rate us 5 stars and let us know you like your podcast in audio format. If you'd like to appear on this show as a potential guest in the future and be in Dale's position and get to answer the same questions and have the same conversations that Dale is having right now, go ahead and hit that link in the description and fill out that form so we can go ahead and reach out to you probably during the second or third quarter of the season. We'll see how that goes. If you'd like to become a member of our Substack, you can go ahead and subscribe over there. We've got a free membership that gives you access to our daily articles Monday through Friday. And you'd really like to subscribe to our paid Substack, which we're going to have content coming out the wazoo here in the next week or so in terms of videos and articles. So if you're not already, you may want to go ahead and sign up over there. And then last but not least, you see what the three of us are currently wearing right now, and I'll also have that on screen for you here in a bit. But we have some merch. We have some Red Kingdom Media shirts. If you would like to join our squad and get all merched up and get ready for game days and post games for us and join the crew, make sure to hit those links up, and Dale or myself can get you access to one of these shirts, and we may have some more updates in terms of how we can get orders and the other potential items for sale that we have. But at least for the time being, go ahead and hit those links, and we'll get back to you in terms of getting you a shirt. Let's go ahead and officially move on to the topics related to the Thursday night football game that the Chiefs have next up on their schedule. They get to open the season, and we're going to start with the defense as our primary focus. Dale, do you think that the defense will be up to the challenge for such a fierce Baltimore offense?
I do think they will be up for the challenge. If I could just go back to what I seen last year, I don't think the Ravens really added anything additional to their offense, but Derrick Henry. They still got your Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, and we dealt with that before. Only thing that we're missing from last year is L'Jarius Sneed, and I don't think that the drop off has been that bad. So I do think that the defense can still come up, get some pressure on the defensive line as well too, with Chris Jones, Torres, Carl Activist, Mike Dana, and the extras as well. And then, I do like what we have in our linebacking group with Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquil, and Leo Chenali in the way as well too. I think they will be able to, live up to the challenge, live up to, what Lamar Jackson likes to do, which is run the ball when he can, and then when he's able to find the open guy, go after them. But I do think our defense can still live up with that, and then having Justin Reed back, and then also bringing back Brian Cook as well. I think we'd be all right.
I agree. I feel like we really have an advantage over the Ravens, especially. So I feel like we're gonna do fine, and I feel like the defense is gonna come out swinging, and then I hope the offense comes out swinging too, and I hope everyone just kind of clicks. And because I know we were kind of talking earlier about like the defense being a little rocky, so I hope they come out swinging, and I hope Andy Reid is ready to get that win.
For me, I still don't know what to think about this defense. I think they have the stars and they have some of the starters from last year, but they also have a bunch of new question marks. L'Jarius Sneed is no longer in the picture, and it seems like at this point we're almost back to square one in hoping that the defensive line and more so Chris Jones, that he's able to kind of carry this team. And if the Chiefs don't have, all the sacks in the game, then they're not going to be able to do this. And we know the type of quarterback that Lamar Jackson is, and how elusive he can be, and how he won't go down very easily. So you already shouted him out earlier, Dale, and this could be a coming out party for Trent McDuffie to figure out whether or not he can be that tier corner that they need. Because I'm not necessarily saying the Ravens have the best weapons, but they have some darn good ones, and the fact that you're having mobile quarterback makes things very difficult to seam around. The Chiefs defense was able to stop them, mere 6-7 months ago, but they're also missing a couple of the key players that made all that possible. So it's definitely a tough matchup, and one that's kind of hard to predict, especially with what we've seen out of the secondary during this preseason. It has not looked pretty. We knew that was probably going to be the case. I think we were kind of hoping that last year we would have that hangover, that things would just continue to be good. But there's some new faces and new numbers, and it's going to take some time and marination to get them at the level that they want to perform at, which I don't think is going to be really achievable for this week 1, maybe even through week 3 or 4. So, it's definitely a tough position to be in. They've known who they've had to prepare for this offseason as well. So that goes without saying. But they also did just get done playing them, 3 matchups ago. So you have to consider that and kind of have those counterpoints to what you've already thought that you beat the last time they played. So all that being said, I think the defense will be up to the challenge. Whether or not they can fully sustain the challenge is going to be the major contributor there. But, they have the players to get it done, and they have the coaching staff who are, the best at getting the best out of players who may not reach the level of pedigree and accolades that we would ask them to. But if they have faith that they can hold out the punishment that the Baltimore offense can withstand, then I'll believe that too. But I think we all agree that we need to see week 1 actually happen before we can truly have an answer about whether or not this defense will be ready to hold up their end of the bargain. As we are fully aware that this team has almost swiftly and overnight gone back to being an offensive team. So our final topic has to do with Mahomes and company, and whether or not we believe that Mahomes, Kelce, and all the receivers, whether or not they are going to be able to handle the Baltimore defense, and whether or not they can overcome the lofty challenge.
Clinton, they overcoming it, and they're about to come out with the full steam. And I'm telling you right now, Xavier Worthy, he's going for that deep bomb in the first one. We coming out and let them know we back. 2019 is here. Y'all took Tyreek away from us, and we was chilling for a couple years, and we still won a Super Bowl. Now we back, and we about to win another one. Mahomes is about to go full throttle. He about to do what he does best. Isaiah Pacheco back in the backfield. They about to have a field day. Carson Steele, he gonna get some money as well too. Watch out for him on 30 inches. 31 is gonna get nasty. Who else? Rashee Rice. You already know, across the middle is gonna get cracking like they always do. And that offensive line, that we not giving up no sacks. And I'm saying that against a great Baltimore defense. We coming out, let you know, we just paid Creed Humphrey. We just got Kinsley, the rookie. We telling you week 1, he's like that. He's baby Panay. For real. They're cousins for a reason. Jawan Taylor, he's not going to be a false start 20 times. And I'm letting y'all know this is a preview of what I'm going to say on Chiefin as well. So just the excitement is here, and I'm just having a good time. That's it. But we're back in live action. I'm happy. I'm excited. Can't wait for it. But I just say all that to say that, I know Andy Reid and Matt Nagy and Patrick Mahomes, they're developing a game plan right now that's going to fit best. I can't wait to see Samaje Perine out there as well, too, being in the backfield. So, it's just gonna be a fun time. I think we're gonna have a great time with it. It's gonna be the opening ceremony as well too for the banner drop. So and y'all gonna be there. So I can't wait to see the adventures. I can't wait. Y'all gotta show everything. I need to know what y'all eat.
Yes.
I need to see everything because that's gonna be a good time. And I'm gonna be watching.
Trust me, they'll get all the extra special details this year they didn't last year. But last banner night was not the best result on that Thursday night. But, the teams and the circumstances are a little different.
Right.
So we'll have to see about that. So, Shannon, do you think this offense is ready to take on this Baltimore defense?
Yes. I think, like Dale said, I think they're going to come out swinging. I think Andy Reid's going to be ready, and he's going to get it all. We're going to all be like cheering and yelling and just screaming our heads off. And Andy Reid is just going to be loving it. He's just going to be like, here we go. I'm ready.
Right.
Week one's early September is our Andy Reid's time to shine. Every other coach and team is lacking behind in what they're able to achieve. And Andy Reid's offenses always come out firing and on target to start the season. Last year was kind of the exception to that, and we got to see the results of how that transpired, where the offense never truly had their ducks in a row.
Yeah.
But for what we've seen in the short bursts of preseason and training camp and the weapons that Andy Reid and Mahomes have been showcasing, they really love the Rashee Rice from last year, and they're willing to double down on his receiving efforts and really almost double his targets. They're focusing a lot on him in the preseason. I think Dale's got a point. If the Chiefs now have a deep threat in Xavier Worthy that can take the top off a defense and cause those safeties to have to think twice about given some spacing because they can be outran. That leads right into Isaiah Pacheco's hand, and he and Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey just running downhill, angry running some people over. And then, of course, you have Travis Kelce over the middle, the standard, the blueprint, as he's always been, and hopefully will for several years to come after this. But his position is not in question. He'll get those targets. He'll get those receptions that he's always prone to getting. But it's very clear that the Chiefs realized that last year's their offense was not the success that they were expecting out of it. And they have completely 180'd that. And they are doubling down on their previous identity of being a bombs away offense. And unless we get to see some defenses kind of test that, and whether or not we see the negative side effects of those decisions, whether we see some increased interceptions or some sacks because of holding the ball, we'll just have to see if any of those negative stats appear in the stat sheet based on that. But all signs are pointing that this offense is ready to come out and score 40 points a game if they have to. And maybe they're not thrilled about that, but you definitely can see that they are not afraid to get into a shootout. Mm-hmm. Like maybe last year they would be getting a little nervous once the point total was going up because of their inability to really drive the ball down the field and then score in the red zone. So those were the two biggest issues for the Chiefs offense last season. And all signs are pointing right now that those issues are looking to be remedied, and no better week than week one to officially see all those happen. So I think we are totally ready for Thursday night football. And of course, if we're not, we have another podcast coming up in a few days where you can get all the juicy details about the matchups in particular that game has to offer. But Dale, this has been really good. We kind of teased about it before. We have an unreleased episode of this podcast where the three of us spoke a year ago, and nobody ever got to see that. It never got the light of day. I'm going to say if you get 3 different people to message you that if that was on our paid Substack, that they would totally listen to that, and we hold you to that. If we get 3 new paid subscribers on our Substack, we will post that unedited version of our previous interview that never got released.
Right.
So that's now a challenge to our Red Kingdom community. We know you all will step up to the challenge. It's just about reaching you. That's the hardest part. Hopefully we're getting better at that. A lot of our accounts were almost shadow banned or just not getting the type of reception that they're used to. So if you don't see us and you think you should, make sure to go to our accounts again and refresh. Make sure nothing happened that's preventing you from seeing our stuff. But I hope you all have a great week. It's going to be a fast one. Got the Chiefs game on Thursday and the coverage and all that to follow. So blink and the week will be over. And hopefully the Chiefs record is 1-0 and every other team is waiting for their first win or loss for that column. So thank you all for joining us. Enjoy your week. Be strong. Enjoy your Red Wednesday out there and be ready for the game because we need all the loud noise and crowd vibes that we can get.
Facts.
As always, let's go. Chiefs.
Thanks for checking out this update straight from the heart of Chiefs Kingdom. We appreciate your passion, so please leave a like and follow us wherever you tune in from. See you next tailgate. Your trusted source for all things Chiefs, Red Kingdom Media.